Alright, let's go for a little ride this morning. Yesterday in one of my live videos, which I deleted because the video didn't come out very good. If I go in the back way here, I've got a cherry tree that I cut part of it down last year, and when it fell it got hung up in the top, and I tried to pull it out of the top with the tractor, but I didn't have enough pull force. I've since got come along in some pulleys so I can get more power, double my pulling power, and the rest of the tree also needs to be cut down, but I got to get that piece off of there. So we're going to take a quick ride in here. I see a tree leaning over there. It's ready to fall, but that's the story. You know, you got lots of woods. There's always trees dying or coming down. And heck, there's another daggone tree that died. It's just a poplar, but these things are just dying so fast, you know. You let it go for one season, the next thing you know, you got a bunch of dead stuff out in the woods. And it's your opportunity. Now, see, my cherry tree, what I want to get is, let's see. Oh, there she is. She's over there. So, might stir up a few deer or turkeys. You never know out here. I had a place where I could drive the tractor in. There's my cherry. Yeah, right here is where I drove the tractor in. Because I got some other stuff out of here. I got some other trees out of here before. There was actually a big old walnut. I'm trying to get my glove on. My hand with the ooh, sorry about that. My hand with the broken thumb. It's cold. Doesn't want to stay warm. So let's go down here. Let's go down and check out this cherry tree. Let's see how sketchy it's going to be to get it out of here. I can back down here pretty good ways. There's some more. I got to get my fingers out the camera. It's kind of sketchy. I can't 100% get to it as far as the direct pull, but I say I have the pulleys down so I can pull on an angle. And I've got another one. Now that I'm on this side of the big ravine, I've got another tree. We're going to walk down along the ditch here that has died. I think it's actually a walnut, so might be nice to think about getting that. But you see this whole cherry tree right here, the whole thing is dead. And there's a pretty good sized bottom to it there. There's some nice logs in that. And that one that broke off, it's standing right down there. It's standing straight up. It's not hooked to anything. It broke off, and I tried to cut it, and I tried to pull the bottom out from underneath it, and well, that didn't work. So, and this is a little sketchy because if I try to drop it that way like it wants to fall, that top is going to hit the top of that tree and possibly snap that thing back this way. Who knows where it would go. Getting trees out of the woods sometimes ain't so easy. There's that cherry tree down there that it's been cut. It's just sticking straight down on the ground, and it's caught in that daggone crotch up there. Like I said, I tried pulling the bottom here out from underneath the tree, and there's too much weight on it. And it got hung up on that stinking holly tree right there. So I definitely gonna have to cut the holly tree off at the base. I could cut a V at the bottom up a little further on the cherry, and hopefully it would just kind of roll off. But then again, I got to get it past that one. So I have this little narrow passage right here. I don't mind taking that holly down. But that big old cherry right there is just, it's waiting to get me. So there's some of our big old ravines. I mean, we got some deep ravines. The deer just jumped through here like it's nothing. They're just like, oh, it's just a happy day. So this is a piece right here. It's too far gone. But this is a piece of ash that broke off. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Let me look at this. See, you just never know what you find. I've been looking for some ash And that tree, that was broke off the top of that ash tree. So that tree, if it's not too dead, which is probably not too dead, will fill my ash tree need. And that's actually a blue ash. Yeah, I mean, I can see some animals got in it, but I could always cut it down pretty easy. It's already leaning that way. So that's a shame. That cherry's got a lot of wood in it. But anyways, there's my ash tree. If it's not dead, I'd come down here, cut that, and get that out of here, and I'll get some ash lumber that I was looking for. So here's a piece of the walnut that's left. There's just a little section of it. I took the main part out of here. We've cut it up and since built stuff out of it. So looks like another little tree fell over on the log. There's a bunch of tops here. Probably good for people who do bowl turning. There's a lot of there's a walnut top there, a walnut log there. There's one laying on the ground. Problem is getting this thing out of here, being such a big hill. You say, oh, those, you know, you could use those logs. Yeah, but it comes to a certain point when it takes too much effort to get them out of here, it's not worth it. So let's walk down here. Because down here, oh, look at, oh my goodness. There ain't no way that a deer, doesn't that look like a deer scratch to you? It's right on a trail. There's a deer trail right here. There ain't no way that a buck is scratching that late in the year. That's funny. But yeah, there's a nice trail. And there's another little scratch there. Could be turkeys. Turkeys could have done it. But let's get over here. Because across the way, I saw we had another dead tree over here. So let me sneak down through here. Now how the heck I'd get it out of here, as I'm walking on a deer trail now. I'd have to make sure I drop it across the stream so I can grab a hold of the top. Because that is no joke to be trying to climb across, bring cables from a tractor across. But this tree right here, this looks like a locust to me. So you can see a definite deer trail. I know they run along here. Our pine trees are up that way. So I often put a stand right over there, or I'll get my climber and they can sneak on through here. But this tree right here is dead. And I don't know what it is. But it may be too dead. And if it's not that valuable of a tree, it's definitely not worth cutting. Alright, the next tree that probably is worth cutting is a walnut tree. That one was, I think, just a gum tree or something. We'll walk around the deer trail. But over here, and I believe it's an oak tree, if I remember correctly. No, that might just be a big old locust. I'm not worried about getting no daggone locust out of the woods. It'll fall over, still be in good shape. So, yeah, it's just a big old locust. It's died. Yeah. If I could get over here like I used to before the stream washed out, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. There's a nice old white oak. Yeah, beautiful old white oak. Yes, sir. Well, there's another ash, but that one looks okay. There's another big white oak over there on that side. So there's quite a few oaks and stuff over here. Like I say, I'd really like to get that daggone that cherry out of there. And definitely going to come back and grab that ash. I should be able to pull that up pretty easy. When I cut into it, I'll know whether the wood's any good or not. And if the wood's not any good, I'll just leave it laying there. So, but it looks like one that's fairly easy to drop, so you can test it out and see if it's any good. And we'll just take the deer trail back here. Yeah, this year was very uneventful for my hunting. Didn't see any bigger bucks, just little teeny deer this year. But that happens, we go through cycles. We won't see many bigger deer, just all younger deer, and then following year, the year after that, we got some more biggies in the woods. Squeeze through here. But yeah, that's kind of a right along the deer trail is this big old scrape. That's just, and that ain't that old of a scrape neither. So that's really weird to see that. That's definitely a scrape. So that's definitely from a deer. I can see the hoof marks. That is what is it, February, and that's probably within the last week or so. I don't know, these bucks, who knows, but I'm along a good trail. So anyways, that is 2 trees that I like to get. Just keep following the deer trail here. So, my goodness gracious. Hopefully the video looks better now that I got the hopefully the full screen and horizontal screen working. But yeah, that's probably quite a bit of a cherry in that tree. What I could do is cut the tree enough till it's right on the verge of falling. It's down here in the middle of nowhere, and just wait for a storm to finish taking it over. It's probably the best way to do that. And of course that blue ash where the top broke off of it right there, I want to get that. There's a nice, like maybe 2 logs in it. I really like to get that cherry. That'd be really pretty dry. I mean, it's sit up there like that. It's been like 2-3 years, something like that. So anyways, I think all y'all are sleeping this morning, or probably working. Sorry about I said earlier, sorry about the video. There's a lot of people watching that video, and unfortunately, I'm still learning how to get these phones and these video equipment to give the best quality videos. And now I figured out the horizontal and being able to do the live and full screen with the right direction on the phone. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. It wasn't too bad. I just had to go on YouTube and look it up. That's funny. Yes, sir. We need to go out and look for some more locusts. We use them for our fence rails, so. But yeah, it was nice to see some more wood for the mill. I just got to get my butt down here and get it. So, yep, not seeing many turkeys running around right now. I say we had the ones across the field. The field's up there. There's a big ravine. There's this knoll here, and there's a huge ravine. It runs all the way down to the river down there. And that's the turkey/deer trail. Have been set up in many of these trees through the years in my climber, and got a many a nice deer and turkey. They really like this area. It's kind of loamy, and you see all these dead trees, so they rot and they have bugs in them, so the turkeys like it. So this is a little area right here where we usually park. We're down here, but trying to get my breath back. So yeah, spring turkey, spring gobblers coming up here shortly. We'll do some videos on that. That'll be a lot of fun. I got this figured out now on how to do the videos horizontal. So hopefully the picture's good. Let me know in the comments if this camera's doing good, because it's just my cell phone. I swear I only paid like I paid $120 for this phone probably 4 years ago. And I figure, well, if it's not broke, why fix it? It still does everything I want. I really like the camera on it. So you guys will just have to let me know if the camera looks good. But let's go down the trail here, and we'll go down. There's a Y down there. We'll spin around and come back out. It's all pines. I've got a lot of pines over here and a lot of pines over here. So, you know, the deer like to hang out and camp out in there. Might stir up one. Let's find out. Let's just take a real quick ride down there and back up. Diesel's a little noisy, so you can't hear me talk. I'm sorry. But we'll just take a nice quiet ride. Got a lot of pine trees down. I can cut lumber out of, but I'm not a big fan of lumber out of pine trees. Just let them die and let the hardwoods grow back up. Got a lot of hardwoods, new growth in here, so just let them all grow back up and take over. I come down here often just to see if there's any trees across the road, just clean it out. So it's nice down here. It's pretty. Whoa, drop the stuff around here. Put it back up on the seat. Looks like a nice sized tree fell down there. It's probably another oak. We've had a really bad time, and I see it broke off the stump, so it's probably so rotten that ain't nothing left in it. We've been having a really bad problem with oak wilt. It's just been really tearing up our trees, and that black oak, that was depressing to see that big old beautiful tree die. We had no clue that that tree had a hollow spot in it until a woodpecker ate a hole through the side, and all of a sudden we realized the entire inside of the tree was rotted out at the base. That was crazy. So you'd have never known 6 months ago that tree was hollow in the middle. You'd have never had a clue. So I'm going to swing around right here instead of driving down more. So we'll just spin around. That's a good spot for turkeys down there. All around all the oaks, you know, they're down there picking up the nuts. But I tell you, we're losing a lot of oaks, so I mean a lot. We got a lot, but a lot of oaks dying. Hate to see it. I guess it's Mother Nature's way of filtering out stuff and bringing in the new. Let's take another quick ride up to the field. Pick up the pace a little bit here. Little Komodo can scoot right along. I got it in medium gear. I don't even have it high. It's too fast for out here in the woods. About half throttle. Open her up a little bit here. Woo! Got some bumps. Another locust log I can grab laying down for some firewood. We had a huge oak tree up there on that middle of that mound up there. There was another 200-year-old tree. I gotta believe it was an old homestead up there somewhere. It died and fell over last year. So I mean, it didn't just die last year, but it fell over last year. So that makes 4 150 plus year old trees, oak trees that have died in the last 2 or 3 years here. So I hate to see it, but it is what it is. I mean, you can't do anything about it. I see another cherry tree over there leaning. I go get. Man, cherry trees are just going down like crazy too. So take a quick ride around here. I want to look in the woods over here. Whoa, hit a branch. There's a big cherry tree right there. It's been leaning. You can see it. I mean, that sucker is probably 30 inches around at the base. See it leaning there? It's going to go over eventually, but it's been that way for about 2 years. The storm kind of blew it over a little bit, but it's hanging in there. So yes sir, this is nice out here today. At least the sun's out. It is in the 20s this morning, and it's probably in the low 30s now. It's supposed to warm up to the 50s, so that's just enough to throw you for a loop all the time. Below freezing to mid 50s by the middle of the day. Good old Virginia weather. There's a spot right there. We can take a real quick walk in there. Like I say, I try to walk around and look at these trees, and if there's any dead trees, we like to get them out of the woods and use them for firewood if we can. Big old cherries right over there. But this is a pass through right here. So I've been, let's see, I've been in that tree. Is a climbing tree. I've sat here at the edge of this field and got many a deer from. I like to sit back about 50 feet into the woods. As a lot of times the bucks will come up right to the edge of the field. If you're out there hunting the field, and they won't come into the field. They'll stand back in the woods and look to see if there's any does in the field. And if not, they'll go right around the edge of the field. And if you're hunting the field, well, you don't get them. So I've sat back in here, and I think I've been on that tree right there. I've gone further down that way where there's a big ravine. And many a buck I would have never seen if I had been set up right here on the edge of the field looking in the field. So just a little FYI for you guys who are hunters. If you didn't know that already, probably did. But yeah, it's nice out here. Nice and crispy. So I'm going to get back over to the mill here in a bit. I got to finish up. I got 2 logs left of the black oak, and the one I've got on there now, I started cutting it, and I started doing the editing this morning, and I thought I saved it to the computer, so I went back to clean up the chip, and I took off the first video and deleted it, or the first part of the clip, and I was like, well, I better go back and double check that thing is put it on the computer. And I went back to the computer and it didn't export, so that first part of the video got deleted, and I was able to save the rest of it. So yeah, videos kind of starts in the middle of nowhere. Looks like my pin oak is about had it. We'll ride over and look at that. I'll show you this thing. It fell over years and years ago, and made a really, really cool, neat spot to hunt out. I put my blind right next to it because it was on an angle. And when it first fell over, I actually built like a little blind up on it because it was like 5 feet in the air. And over the years, you know, the bigger branches have fallen out from underneath it. It's about on the ground now. But that's a pin oak. It's still living, so didn't see any reason if it was still living to cut it up. And it's still got enough of the root in the ground that it's living. So this, you can see my little cedar cedar pieces here. I'll put a blind right here next to it, and I got a nice buck this year right there with during archery season. So But eventually, that's going to be a nice piece of lumber right there. I mean, that's at least 24 feet to the crotch. So be 2 pieces there, and it's a good 30 inches or so, and it's a pin oak. I haven't cut any pin oak up. So I got more cherry trees over there. There's 2 more over there that have been dead. I don't know what's with the cherry trees. They've just been kind of kicking the bucket along with the oaks here the last 5 or 6 years. Never had so many dead cherries and oaks. Just don't know what it is. I don't know if the oak wilt affects the cherries too. I mean, I know they get ants in them, but who knows? Anyways, I appreciate you guys for hanging in there. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and that if you're just getting started, hey, you know, good morning. If it's nighttime where some of you are, well, good evening and good night. So I know some of you watch it from around the world, so I appreciate every single one of you. I'm glad I got my horizontal fixed on my live video, so I can't wait to get home later and watch it on full screen myself. This is kind of for you and for me. So we're almost to half an hour, so I think that's plenty long enough of a video. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.